What is happening, y'all? Cowboy here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at 2 early Master Rank sets that will help you hit the ground running in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Now this video is going to be as spoiler free as possible. We're not going to be talking about late game monsters or late game gear or any of that stuff. Strictly taking a look at gear that you can put together very early in the game to help get you on your way as you play through Master Rank. And if you've never played through a Monster Hunter expansion before, it's incredibly important. I know you don't want to, but you need to put aside your high rank sets and upgrade. I have 1 piece of high rank armor on this set, and just to kind of set the tone of why, you know, Kaiser Crown, this comes from Teostra. Super late high rank, 94 defense, good skills. Kamura Legacy Garb, 108 defense. You can make this immediately at the start of Master Rank. It's a big defense discrepancy right there. So either way, let's jump on in. First up, we're taking a look at a melee build. And this is a pretty solid melee build for early on in Master Rank. We have attack boost 4, crit eye at 4, crit boost 3, Wex at 3, protective polish at 3, stun resist, speed sharp, 2 points of Wirebug Whisperer, and then my personal favorite, Capture Master. Now the majority of this is actually going to be put together just on decos and your armor alone. I have 2 points of Wex and 2 points of crit boost coming in from my talisman, but I've also left a lot of the bigger decoration slots in this armor open so you can adapt it if you don't happen to have god talismans. But let's jump in and talk about the pieces. Now first up, Kaiser Crown, I would still recommend using in early Master Rank. Right around the time you get to MR3, you're going to start finding some pieces to replace this with, but early on especially, just 3 points of crit eye and a point of crit boost, this is going to be a very high value piece of armor. So at least through MR1 and MR2, I would suggest sticking by the Kaiser Crown, even if you're losing out on some defense for it. Moving down, the Kamura Legacy Garb. Now you can make this pretty much as soon as you're into Master Rank. Big fan of this. We got 2 level 1 decoration slots. You can work in some speed sharpening. We get a point of crit eye. We get wall runner, and we get a skill that I think a lot of people are going to be working with in Sunbreak, and that is Wirebug Whisperer. 2 points of this means increased wirefall recovery and 30% extended duration. So that's 30% longer. We're going to have the triple wirebugs, and increased wirefall recovery rate means if you use your wirefall to recover from getting hit, that's going to come back even faster. You could obviously slot in and get this up to 3. But Wirebug Whisperer is by far one of the most useful skills in Sunbreak. I have it on a ton of endgame sets. Highly recommend this. Moving on, the next 2 pieces, this is a little bit of like a package deal. The Jaggy Gauntlets and the Velociprey Tassets. This one has a level 4 deco slot. This one has 2 level 1 deco slots. But between the 2 of these, we're picking up attack boost 4. So we're getting a percentage-based boost to attack. You got to remember 4 points hits us that 5% bonus. And damage is super high. This is like a rarity 8 lightning shredder, so not that far into high rank, and we have 300 raw. At 300 raw, an extra 5% attack, it gets pretty hefty. So I like both of these pieces a lot. We can slot in some stun resist on this one. And this one in particular, Capture Master, this was so useful. I was rocking this until about MR4. You know, when you think about it, you can capture a monster when it's at like 15-ish% health versus having to chop through that last bit. When you get a capture, the quest end screen takes 20 seconds versus 60 seconds. I mean, you're hunting faster, you're ending quests faster, and you're getting more rewards for doing so. Where's the downside? There isn't one. Big fan of Capture Master here. Now moving on, our next piece is from one of the first new monsters that we will fight, and this is the Orangutan Greaves from the Blood Orange Bishaten. This comes with 1 point Quick Sheath, 1 point Spread Up, and 2 points of Protective Polish. It also has a level 4 and level 1 decoration slot, allowing us to get Protective Polish 3 on 1 piece of armor. And Protective Polish has been probably my MVP skill. If I had to pick for like one skill that helped carry me through Sunbreak, it was going to be Protective Polish, and it's going to be these Greaves. There are a lot of weapons in Sunbreak that are kind of similar to this, but where you just have like a sliver of white or a sliver of purple. And having that Protective Polish has truly been invaluable in maintaining sharpness, because I'm not kidding when I say there are a lot of weapons where it's like, oh, just have a sliver of the next tier of sharpness, and you're like, well, time to run the PP. So big fan of that. Now obviously when it comes to talisman, this is going to be purely RNG, but like a 2x 2-1 would be plenty. You'd sacrifice some crit boost, but like, you know, a god talisman is a god talisman. What are you going to do? I think a 2x 2-1 would be plenty to hit the ground running with this, because you could still hit your 3 Wex. And that's another reason why I didn't want to use all the decoration slots. I have a 3-1-1 available here. I use these ones. I have a 4 slot available here. And then these 1 slots I use to help get us speed sharp as well as stun resist. So quite a lot of slot flexibility available still. Now moving on from there, the next thing we're going to talk about is a gunning set. Now this one is going to take a little bit longer to put together. These pieces in particular, they come from doing a follower quest. Now they talked about follower quests in the early Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak previews, but in particular, you want to do the quests with Dame Luchika. Luchika is she's kind of a nut job, but she's a lot of fun to hunt with, and the armor she's wearing is the Artillery Corps set. Now, I believe it's her second hunt that you get the Artillery Corps set. As you do these follower quests, they're going to give you weapons and armor and all sorts of stuff. Hers in particular is very, very high value for gunning. We have 3 points spare shot on the Greaves. We have 2 ammo up, 1 reload speed on this piece, and then 1 ammo up and 2 reload speed on this piece. So just between the 3 of these, you're getting level 3 spare shot, level 3 ammo up, level 3 reload speed, and level 3 artillery in the event that you're running stickies. So really, really nice. This one also has a level 2 slot. This one has a level 1 slot. This one, of course, gets no slot. But either way, as a gunner, this is some very high value stuff. I mean, attack boost 4, Wex 3, spare shot, artillery, pierce up, ammo up, reload speed up, recoil down, that Wirebug whisper from before, a pinch of crit eye. Like, damn. We are just loaded up on skills. So let's take a look at each piece. The first up is going to be the helm. The helm is going to have access to a lot of the gunner stuff. Now, early on, there is a rapid fire up and a pierce up that you can get access to. The Renoplos, of course, having 2 points of pierce up as well as a level 2 slot. Going down a little bit, the Ragi has a level 1 slot, but it has double rapid fire up. So, I mean, pierce is obviously fantastic. If you're doing heavy bowgun, pierce is better than ever before. If you're doing light bowgun, you want the rapid fire, you'd run this guy instead. But those are going to be your 2 big gunner helms early on. Moving down from there, sticking with the Kamura garb. I mean, we get a point of recoil, or a point of critical eye. We get the 2 level 1 slots on this, so we can slot in our recoil down or our deviation suppression, whatever we need. And the Wirebug Whisper, just as valuable as before. And then these 3 pieces are just, I mean, they're the baseline of it. You know, we're picking up our spare shot, we're picking up our ammo up, whether you're running light bowgun, heavy bowgun. Those skills are very important. I would consider them to be core skills of gunning. Highly, highly recommend the Artillery Corps set. And you get this just to set expectations. You're not going to have to go far into Master Rank, but in terms of the armor list, this armor is right around the Anjanath. So that should give you an idea. Basically, as you're doing quests and you're progressing, just make sure you're going on up here. See when she has a purple icon above her head. Anytime she does, talk to her and do those quests, because as soon as I got access to that set, I was like, okay, it's time to make a bunch of gunning sets, because, oh man, it put it together for you. Now, moving on from there, there are 2 high value pieces that I want to call attention to. So for my bow gang out there, I'll be honest, we don't get a new bow charge plus for quite a while. We do get one. It takes a minute to get to it. So you're gonna have to be using the bow earrings from high rank for a good bit. But besides that, one piece of armor that I found to be decent value, at least playing bow, was the Lagambi Waist. This has a level 2 decoration slot and 3 points of constitution. That's essentially going to cover your stamina needs for a bow user outright. So pretty decent piece to work with. It just kind of sucks that you're going to need to use the Mighty Bow Jewel for so long, the earring or whatever. Now, my Switch Axe gang, I know a lot of people are really looking forward to Switch Axe, and as much as I love Protective Polish, the Volvidon Greaves are pretty hard to pass up. 2 points Rapid Morph, 2 points Evade Extender, and a level 1 Deco slot. I mean, as a Switch Axe, like, Rapid Morph and Evade Extender, need I say more? This is an incredibly high value piece of armor for Switch Axe users. So, you'd have to obviously sacrifice the Protective Polish, but that's good. That's real good. That's good enough that I'd probably like use Protective Polish on a necklace instead, because that's good. But either way, we are going to wrap things up there. Those are the 2 starter sets, as I mentioned, one for gunning, one for melee, and then a couple of high value pieces. There's a ton to do in Sunbreak, and in particular I kind of mention it with Luchika, but anytime you see follower quests, you know, anytime you see a purple icon above anybody's head, talk to that person and do that quest with them, because there is a ton, and I mean a ton, of armor and weapons that I have unlocked from doing those quests. You know, just for fun, I'm going to show you Luchika's bow gun that I unlocked. So this one goes more into spoiler territory, so if you don't want to see it, now is the time to leave. But otherwise, I'm going to show you this thing, because I love this. Royal Order's bow gun. 315 attack, 10% affinity, 2 slot, level 2 rampage slot, but the ammo on this thing, Pierce 2.6, Pierce 3.6, has cluster bombs, and look at the piercing. 5 piercing fire, 5 piercing water, 5 piercing thunder, 5 piercing ice, 3 piercing dragon. If you wanted to do elemental heavy bow gunning, you could just, I mean, it's lazy, but early on, you know, I don't want to make 5 separate guns while I'm punching through master rank. This one heavy bow gun can pierce your way all the way to late master rank. You just make 5 different sets and swap out your elemental decorations, and boom, you have one gun that has all of that. So just to set some expectations, stuff like that and stuff like this, that is the type of stuff you're getting from doing these follower quests. So do not sleep on them. They are super, super useful, and they have a ton of really cool weapons and really cool armor that come out of them. So either way, I'm going to wrap things up here. I do plan on having a more advanced guide taking a look at some late game master rank sets, but obviously the game just came out. I don't want to be spoiling stuff for people. Even when I do that video, there will be a heavy spoil warning, but it'll be at least a couple days from now. I think right around the time that I'm hitting that point on my stream save, I'll probably upload that build video. So keep your eyes out for that. Otherwise, hope y'all are enjoying Sunbreak. This is honestly the most fun I've ever had with Monster Hunter. I'm having an absolute blast with it, so much so that I'm playing the dang thing twice. But either way, that's going to be it for me. Get on out there, hunt some monsters, and I'll see you on the hunts.